Yo, it's Trent. So I'm doing Cali stories. This is actually my third time recording this. So, quick thing real quick. How many times am I gonna say quick? So, I was recording for 10 minutes. 10 minutes into this story, and my grandma called me. And I tried to ignore it, tell her I'd call her back, whatever. And it stopped the video, which made me very upset. But it is what it is. We're here. Let's give it another go and hope this one works. So, Cali stories. I've been to California 2 times in my life. I went when I was 12, and I went when I was 15, about to turn 16. And the first time I went it wasn't for vacation or anything. My grandpa actually was working out there. If you know where Palo Alto is, it's kind of, they got a lot of money there. That's about the best way I can describe it. It's like a little fancy town, it's cool. It's like popping. It's got like I don't remember if it has palm trees. Actually, I don't want to lie. I don't know if it has palm trees, but I'm assuming so. But it's by Stanford, and it's sick as fuck, right? And so, he's working out there, and he's like, hey, you want to visit me for a weekend? So I'm like, of course, Grandpa, that sounds great. That sounds like fun. So I go there, and the only thing I did at this time was vape, if that. I don't even remember I don't even know if I was yet. I think that was 7th grade, so I think I still might have been innocent. So I meet up with Grampy, right? That's what I call him, Grampy, because he's a G. And he's like, so, I'm going to be working a lot, you kind of have free range. You can walk around, it's safe, you can do whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. So for the first day, that's kind of what I did. I just walked around, explored a little bit. Well, some stuff happened. And he was like, hey, I'm going to be busy this afternoon. Do you want to go to this high school where I have to go to work? Like, do you want to go to work with me and go to this high school? I was like, sure. I'm in middle school. I've never seen a high school. Well, I have, but you know what I mean. I hadn't, seen the inside of one like that. And so we got there, and I know they do this in Florida, too. But in Cali, I'm from Illinois. I don't know where you guys are from, but they had their classes, literally outside. You open the door, and it's the outside world, It's not like you're in a big building. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, right? So I sat with him through a few things, and I don't even remember what his job was fully, but it was something kind of important. I wish I knew. I should know. Great-grandson, right? So there was a gym class, and they're playing floor hockey. And I swear, this has got to be the rules around America for floor hockey. You cannot lift your stick above your waist. I swear to God, they yell at you. They're like, no high sticking, no high sticking. It's like, we're in gym class. I'm trying to hit the ball. You think I'm trying to just go whack somebody in the face? No, I want to take a slap shot, damn it. That's what all I was trying to do. And they get all pissy. But it's fine. So, moving on. Oh, let me mention, it was Palo Alto High School, right? That's where Derek Carr and Devontae Adams went, which is fucking sick, right? That's awesome. High school teammates, and I'm there. That's cool, because I like football, and anybody that knows about football, that's pretty cool. So, and there's more football stuff coming, but that's not till the second time I visited. So, if you like football, skip ahead or just wait, because it gets even better. So, later on, it gets a little later, and my grandpa's like, hey, I got a friend who's a teacher, and I'm in 6th grade at the time, and he's like, her son's in 7th grade, and they're going to this middle school dance tonight. Do you want to go? And I'm like, no. Not what I want to do, I'm an anxious person. I always have been, and my idea of fun was not meeting people I've never met before and going and dancing with them, That didn't sound fun to me. But then he was explaining how he had a meeting, and if I didn't want to go, how I would just be sitting in, either the car, or I would be sitting, literally watching him do, a speech meeting, That was going to be a couple hours. So really, I was like, fuck that. I don't want to do that. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go to this school dance, I guess. And it's hard to exactly describe how they had it set up, but I've only been to a couple school dances. I've been to some homecomings. I'd never been to prom, never going to prom. You know, I'm already past high school, so missed out on that, but it's whatever. But I'd been to homecoming, and I went to the 8th grade dance when I was, like, graduating middle school, you know, if that's what you do. And so, my idea of dances was literally like the movies, you know? You walk in, and it's a guy on one side, guys, girls, you know? Like it's separate, right? So that was my idea going into it. Let me just say that. So I get dropped off at this, I guess this lady's house, we'll say. And I was nervous about meeting these kids because, one, they're a year older than me. And two, like, I didn't want to get bullied, to be honest. Because up until middle school, that's all that happened to me. Is I got bullied relentlessly. And, you know, I was a little weird. So I probably needed it to happen, let's just say. And it probably worked out. So I get there, and the lady's super nice to me. She's, like, shaking my hand. She's like, "It's so nice to meet you." Like, she was so nice. I wish I could see her right now and be like, "Hey, you were nice to me. Thank you," you know? And her son, I was so worried about it. I was so nervous, and they were the nicest kids, like top 10 nicest kids I've ever met. Like, they were so cool to me, you know? And they asked where I was from, and I said Chicago, you know, because I'm not going to be like, I'm from Illinois, you know? Because that sounds dumb. So I'm like, I'm from Chicago, and they're like, "Oh, do your parents have a pickup truck?" And I didn't know that was their general idea of, like, Midwest Chicago, you know? Like, I get it, like, Wisconsin fucking farmers shit, you know? But, like, damn, pickup trucks? Okay. And I'm like, actually, yeah, my uncle, my mom, a whole bunch of people got them. So, I mean, it's a little funny. I got you. So they were like, basically, the school is like a mile away, little less, you know, we're just gonna walk there because we're gonna walk back afterwards with some people, and in case there's like stuff going on. So I'm like, sick, you know, sounds good. And we're walking there, and I'm nervous as fuck. I am an anxious little Trenty. I'm like, oh man, what if something bad happens? Or what if I can get my first kiss? That's what I was honestly thinking a little bit. And what gets brought up? That exact thing. They're talking about kissing girls, right? They're like, "Oh, will any of us kiss a girl tonight?" And they're like, "Trent, have you ever kissed a girl?" I hadn't. But am I going to tell a bunch of guys that are older than me I just met that? Fuck no. So I'm like, yeah, of course I've kissed a girl. Only one, though, and I tell them some pretend story. I don't even fucking remember it. But it was fake as fuck, you know what I mean? They probably didn't believe me, but they acted like they did for the moment. So, we get there, and this is what I mean. Like, when I got quiet for a second, I didn't know how to describe this part. You walk in there, and this middle school is, like, the size of 2 high schools in Illinois. This bitch was huge, man. They probably had, like, 4 or 5 gyms. That shit was huge. And the theme was Under the Stars, or Starry Night, like Vince Van Gogh or some shit, because it was a bunch of laminated, like, stars with, like, glitter on them, and the lights are off, and they had, like, half moons and shit, and they had, like, all this shit hanging, and, like, planets. I don't know, it was, like, under the stars, though, you know? And it was half inside, half outside, but there was, like, food and drinks inside, and the dance area, you know? And it wasn't how I expected at all. The guys and girls were mixed, you know? So I'm like, shit, here we go. So we're outside most of the time, and all I really knew about at that time was football. So I'm just talking to them about football, you know, trying to keep the love for the Bears alive, even though they still sucked then at the time. They sucked, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just living life, talking. And we get inside, and they're talking about these 2 girls in front of us, and I wish for the life of me I could remember one of their names. I do remember one, but I don't remember both. That's what I meant. I wish I could remember both of their names, but I can only remember one. One was Olivia, for sure, and the other one started with a K, so we're just going to say Casey, right? And this shit was wild, man. Like, I was so nervous. Like, about the whole situation. And they're talking to me, and after I was the only one that told that kiss story, you know? So they're like, "Trent, you should try to talk to him, see if you can get a kiss, you know?" And I'm like, well, shit. Like, mentally, you know, in my head, I'm like, well, now what? Like, I've literally never kissed a girl. I don't know how to talk to a girl like that. I'm nervous as fuck, but I'm like, I have to, you know? Like, this is the time to try. So I walk up to the girl named Olivia. She was a blonde girl. And I kind of stood there for a second. I'm like, hey, and she's like, hey. And it was gonna get awkward real quick. I looked to my right because we're right next to the wall, and there's one of those half crescent moons. Now just listen to this. I never thought I'd tell like a first kiss story, but this shit was slick. I did good. I grabbed that half crescent moon thing, and I said mistletoe, and I held it above my head and their heads, you know, and it worked. The one girl like giggled and smiled and like closed her eyes and leaned in. And I think she was a 7th grader, 2, year older at the time, whatever, it doesn't matter. I felt so fucking cool, man. Like, oh, wow. I didn't know what to do. I got the kiss, and I looked at them, and they're all like this. They're all like, and I'm looking at them like, you guys saw what just happened, right? Like, I just kind of fucking pulled this off, or I did pull it off. And the girls, there was a lot of like, not cheering, but the guys, they're like, oh, like, Trent, come here. So I turn around, and the girls kind of walk away, do their own thing, but I did end up seeing them more. I'll talk about that. So I'm talking to the guys, and they're like, that was so amazing. How did you do that? Like, did you know that would work? Did you talk to them before this? And I was like, guys, I literally did, like, what you just saw. Like, I'm not going to tell them this, but in my head, I'm like, I panicked, grabbed this and hoped it would fucking work, and it did, which was insane. So the rest of the night, I kept seeing that one girl, Olivia. Her friend, I didn't really see her anymore, but I kept seeing that girl, Olivia, and I think I talked to her maybe 2 or 3 more times, but every time we'd end our little conversation with a little peck or something, some stupid shit, but it was like a, oh, look, we're at this dance together thing, like we met there, that kind of thing. And I remember the rest of the night, I could not stop talking about it to the guys and thinking about it. And I'm texting this girl. I think I got her Snapchat, her number. I'm like texting shit, like just stupid shit, And we ended up walking back, and everybody's kind of cheering me on. And that was one of the moments where it's like, I don't have stuff happen like that a lot, And it's like, it got set up for me, and I executed it, and everybody thought I was the shit for a little bit, which felt amazing, as anybody would, So, I'm trying to think what else happened when I was there when I was, like, 12. There wasn't much on that trip. I think we went to the beach a few times, which was sick. I mean, beaches in Florida are cool, I won't lie, but California beaches are just something else. There's so many songs called California Girls. There's a fucking reason for that. It's because they're pretty fucking amazing. So let me get on to the next story. And for any football fans, this is when you want to pay attention, because this shit is awesome. Like, just wait till you hear the name I'm about to say. So, I'm 15. The year, let me think of the year, right? It's, what is it right now? 2023? 3 years ago? So it's like 2018, 2019, right? And my grandpa, like I said again, I don't remember what he was doing, but he had a bigger job for the schools. Maybe it was a superintendent thing. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. But we got invited to go to the Stanford game in the fucking box seats. And this is the only time I've ever been in box in my life, and the only time I probably will, unless this shit blows up. But I'm nervous. I'm up there, and it's literally like they got food, they got drinks. It was the coolest shit ever. They had a drink fountain in there. Like, I don't know. It just felt awesome, So we're watching. Who's on Stanford at the time, right? Can anybody guess? The running back? Christian motherfucking McCaffrey, baby. Christian McCaffrey is playing running back, and he's the returner. So my grandpa's telling me about him, right? And he's like, you got to check out this guy. He's one of the best college running backs right now. He's so cool, And I'm looking at him like, this is a white dude. Like, this is cool, This is kind of crazy. Like, not what I expected, And the quarterback at the time was Kevin Hogan. I think he's a backup for some team now. I don't know. But McCaffrey, it was just like, it was the first time I ever saw him, and it was before any of the NFL stuff got talked about. He played at Stanford another season after that before he even left. So it was like discovering a rapper, before they're big or something like that. Sorry, I got a little notification about my phone dying. That's why I froze up for a second. But, you know, I saw him and I was like, this is really fucking cool. And then he was on the Panthers, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's a beast. And look at him now, back in San Francisco on the 49ers, like, eating. And, like, it was just cool to see him, like, younger. And you know what I mean? Like, see him kind of before everybody else knew about him. Kind of my own thing. But it was, like, I still think about that when I'm watching football and shit. I'm like, I literally, like, saw this dude. And that was the same game. For anybody that's a Stanford fan, watch the games. I don't know if you guys can remember this at all, but there was a catch where the guy hugs him around the back and catches the ball that season. That's the game I was at. There's also, like, a kick return, I think. It was a sick-ass game. Those college games are lit, man. Those crowds go nuts. I do gotta say that. But, as far as Cali, yeah, there was a lot of beach stories. Like, I'm sure there's more that happened that I can't think of exactly, but we ended up, me and my grandpa, the second time we went there, the one I was just talking about, when we saw that game, we ended up driving back, and I was just turning 16. I had my permit, I think. I don't know, he was letting me drive the Mustang. It was cool. And we were on the Salt Flats, if you know what that is, you know, and you just, that's where they, like, break the record for the fastest shit. So we're there, and he's like, let me get a picture of you in the car. And the tires sunk into the salt, so we're stuck and we had to get fucking pulled out and towed out. But, honestly, Cali is so cool. That's where I want to end up, man. Like, right now I'm not really doing shit. This is my shit. Like, I love doing these videos, but hopefully I end up there, you know, because that is a fire-ass state, and they got amazing weed, and everybody was cool there, you know? And you could bring your dogs into stores? What? Like, come on. You can't do that here. That's awesome. I love that. I love fucking dogs. But, alright, thanks for listening. I had 2 people call me during this video, so I'm going to check and make sure the audio is all good. I'm going to be so pissed if I have to record this again. But, thanks for watching, guys. And, I got, like, 3 to 5, we'll say, videos coming out this week that are more stories. And, you know, when I'm playing my games, sometimes things get posted, sometimes they don't. It all depends on literally how the game goes. So, yeah, stick around. Instagram's in the About Me thing if you ever have, like, a request that I don't see in the videos, or you want a question or just need someone to talk to or whatever, man. But, hope you guys are good. If you have any suggestions or anything, let me know. Let's hear it. Alright, have a good day. Thank you.